What's going on, Nerd Army? Guys, welcome to the newest episode of Nerds Mirais. Today, guys, we're going to be continuing our journey into the world of HBO Max's Peacemaker. Yes, this DC hero has a phenomenal show. I have enjoyed every fucking episode so far, and this is going to be episode number 6 of season 1, guys. This is Murn after reading. So crazy shit has begun. Let's join in. Here we go. So we start off with Leoda on the ground in the middle of the street where we left her at the end of the last episode. She had just discovered that Murn was a butterfly. He chased her outside. And then in this episode, she's sitting there and a car pulls up right in front of him. He says, "I'm not going to fucking hurt you. I'm really not going to hurt you." Hardcore gets out of her car, walks over and says, "What the hell's going on?" And he's all, "She knows." And he's like, "Fuck. All right. Well," and she's like, "What? You know too?" He's like, yeah, I figured out a while ago. So does Economist. He knows as well. But every time we bring it up, he just puts his fingers in his ears and like does not want to fucking hear it. So Murn reveals his backstory. He reveals that his people, the aliens, the butterflies, came to Earth and they wanted to just live their lives out until some of them, such as Goff, the Goff butterfly, he actually had a big fucking plan to be Hitler of the goddamn butterfly world and take over the fucking world. Basically spread their seed, expand, take over every fucking human being, and live their life by running this bitch. And Murn was the single fucking butterfly that said, "Nah, that's stupid. Let's fucking do our own thing. We won't need to expand. We don't need to eliminate the world." And yeah, so they wanted to kill him. He's an outlaw for that. We also get to see Peacemaker in front of a classroom of kids. And this scene is fucking phenomenal. One of the kids asks Peacemaker, like, "Hey, do you have a rogues gallery?" He shuts that shit down real quick because we saw what happened with the old man. He screamed at him. So he shuts that shit down real quick. And the one kid asks, "Have you ever met Wonder Woman?" He's like, "Never met her, but she spent an entire party eye fucking me from across the fucking room." And I'm like, damn, this is savage. But he didn't say, he said, "I effing me." And then the guy, his buddy that invited him, was like, "Hey man, what the fuck?" Like, and he's like, "No, I said effing, man. I didn't say fucking." Like, I'm dying. So these kids are tearing him apart. "Have you ever met the Flash?" "No." Don't give a fuck. Like, just all kinds of bullshit. I love it. It was so much fun. And then it turns out that it was the janitor from the first episode that he used to smoke weed with when he was at the hospital. Well, that janitor had needed a friend to come and help out with bring your fucking family to work day. Because, yeah, so he's Uncle Peacemaker today. Yeah, he didn't have anyone else he could call to stand up to some of the shitty kids that treat his kids like crap. So he's like, "Daddy knows a superhero. Your Uncle Peacemaker." And I'm like, oh my God. One of the kids did ask Peacemaker about his backstory, which causes him to go into a little bit of a freeze, a PTSD freeze, where he's remembering his brother's death, and it's real sad. So, yeah. Fuck that kid too. So the White Dragon is released from jail. The Asian detective is sitting there like, "Oh, well, yeah, you're free." And he's all, "Well, words of your people, ching chong, ding ting, chickadee chopsticks." And I'm like, this racist motherfucker. You make white people look bad. So then we get to see Peacemaker feeds Eagly, then he feeds Goff. And yeah, he's keeping that fucker alive, feeding Goff. Interesting. We get to see White Dragon actually picked up by one of his douchebag racists. He's like, "What's the plan?" He's all, "I'm finally going to do something I should have done a long time ago. Kill my motherfucking son." So he's all, "What I need is I need to get me a fucking bitch to come suck my dick. Then I'm going to kill his fucking ass." And he's, yeah. And they just drive away. Fucking douchebags. Vigilante shows up because Peacemaker's not answering. He wants to hang out with him. Then detectives approach and Peacemaker's not answering his phone, so Murn calls Vigilante and people are outside his house. Cops are surrounding this bitch. They have a fucking warrant to get Peacemaker. His daddy's free. Shit's going down. So Peacemaker opens up the fucking little sunroof in his goddamn trailer and pushes Eagly out the window. Then he fucking climbs up. Vigilante gets pulled up after he tapes the fucking jar onto his back. And so, yeah, Shit's going down. They're escaping. They're hiding on top of the house while the cops search it. So they are escaping out the top. They climb across to the trees and they're getting the fuck out of there. And one or two of the cops is back there looking behind the house and they're about to be home free. But then Vigilante slips, falls, lands on the jar. And when he lands on the jar, the fucking butterfly gets out, flies straight to the Asian detective chick, who's the only one back there, crams himself into her fucking mouth. She flops back, starts seizing and fucking spitting blood out all over her face. It is crazy to watch them take a body over. It is fucking nuts. But the guys escape like a son of a bitch because it's time to go. So then we get to see the cops pursuing them through the woods, chasing them down. Then we get to also see the captain, who's also the hitman that was hired by Murn to prevent shit from getting out. And he didn't do that because they went behind his back. Okay, so the captain shows up and he actually stops the officers that are about to shoot them. He kills all the officers. One of them is unconscious. He kills her ass too. Shit is going down. This fool just murdered like 3 cops in cold blood and then tells Peacemaker Vigilante, there's a car down the way for you. Go get in it and get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, this guy is savage. So Vigilante and Peacemaker get in the fucking car. They start heading the fuck out of there and they start talking. And Vigilante's like, I remember back in the day, you used to just be cool with just killing motherfuckers. Now you develop some kind of motherfucking conscience and shit. And now you care about people. And he's like, yeah, I can't fucking do it, man. And he's like, well, remember we used to just kill people. And if we killed the wrong person, then well, oops. And I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy. The cops approach the captain and they're like, what the fuck happened to these cops? What happened? He's all, Peacemaker killed him. He's like, no, it was a dude with like a striped shirt, red hair, freckles, a black mask, and like a fedora. And then the other cops walk away. They're all, that's not the guy. And the butterfly cop is like, yeah, that's not the guy. And he's all, his partner's like, yeah, that's the fucking Hamburglar, bro. Like, he just described the Hamburglar. That's crazy. So Economos does what he does best, does some crazy computer sleuthing, and he ends up finding the route that the truck that delivers the fucking amber from the cow that makes the fucking food that feeds the butterflies. Yes, guys, it's all over the place. But yes, the truck that delivers the initial shit from the cow that they disperse into all those jars, he tracked it through cameras and everything all the way back to a farm in the middle of fucking nowhere. So the team's like, we're going there first thing tomorrow, handling shit. So Peacemaker knows that there's something going on with the rest of the team. Obviously, it's hiding the fact that Murn's a butterfly. Peacemaker can sense this shit, and he just feels fucking hurt. He looks at everyone like, hey, like, is anyone going to fucking tell me what's going on? And everyone just ignores him. He even looks at Leoda thinking, we just had this moment together on the last episode, and you become like a really good friend to me. And, yeah. She just ignores him, and you could just see it in his face. He's so fucking hurt. So then we get to see the Asian cop roll out to this hillside. She's sitting outside all by herself at the top of this little grassy hill when all of a sudden you just hear these little hums, and then a fucking fat army of butterfly little spaceships like the one Peacemaker found in that stupid rocker bitch that he fucked at the first one. Yeah, it's a spaceship for a butterfly. So finds that shit. All these fucking butterflies roll up. They all get out. They all screech. Then they all follow her and they walk straight into the fucking police station. They take over every police officer, every fucking inmate, take over the goddamn chief himself. And the chief at this point was going to hide the diary that they found in Peacemaker's house. But now that he's a butterfly, that's just out the window. So Leoda's having issues with her wife, and she confides in her and tells her she just needs to get the fuck out of here. She can't do this anymore, and she's really ready just to go. Then we get to see Peacemaker return to HQ because he has nothing else better to do. He goes back to HQ, and Hardcore is there engraving the Dove of Peace on a gun for Peacemaker. So he feels more comfortable, and it's very sweet. She even goes and reveals her real name. And yeah, so they kind of have a moment. I think they're getting closer to the fact that they're gonna bone one day. I'm seeing it. Maybe not this season, but it's gonna happen. They both are so good looking. So Peacemaker is all alone now at HQ, and he is surprisingly really good at playing the piano. He sits down, starts jamming, playing these really long, fucking just beautiful songs and nice smooth fucking transitions. He's really good. So then we get to see while this whole thing's going on, you get to see the TV playing, and Vigilante and Peacemaker see that they found a diary at Peacemaker Christopher Smith's house, and it tells about all kinds of crazy terrorist bullshit that's going on. So now Peacemaker is public enemy number one. They're sending everyone after him, and it's fucked up. We also get to see during this time the White Dragon suiting up, and honestly, I mean, he looks kind of crazy and pretty fucking cool. And I'm excited to see how Iron Man-y they're going to go with the White Dragon costume. So, yeah, we'll see. But guys, let me know your thoughts on this episode. Personally, I loved this episode. I thought a lot of different storylines progressed. We got to see how deep the captain was in there before he became a butterfly. We got to see an army of fucking butterflies starting by taking over an entire police station. Holy shit. This is going to be insane. There is a shitload of these butterflies, and that's probably just the ones in the vicinity. All right, guys. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below, and how you guys liking the series altogether so far. I personally love the shit out of it. I think it's fucking hilarious, funny, great. John Cena is just amazing with improv, and that's how James Gunn likes to shoot, by the way, is lots of improv. If you haven't checked out the Podley podcast that's paired with it on HBO Max, it's really, really good. And they get one-on-one interviews with all the different actors and James Gunn himself. It's really cool. So guys, let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all the videos we put out every week. Make sure you guys keep up with all the other shows we do cover. Game of Thrones, Last Kingdom. We're going to start covering the Dragon series, the prequel series for Game of Thrones once it comes out. So very, very, very good things coming out of the channel. So make sure you subscribe to keep up with all of that. I will see you next time right here on Nerds Rise for more Peacemaker. All right, guys. Peace out.